Finland officially joined NATO on April 4, 2023, marking a significant shift in the geopolitical landscape of Northern Europe. This historic event was celebrated with a flag-raising ceremony at NATO headquarters, symbolizing Finland's new commitment to collective defense and security. This changed the political map of Northern Europe, as Finland's inclusion in NATO altered the balance of power in the region. The animated map highlights the strategic importance of Finland's location, which now serves as a crucial link in the alliance's northern defense strategy. This big decision happened because Finland was worried about safety after Russia invaded Ukraine. The invasion sent shockwaves through Europe, prompting many countries to reassess their security policies. Finland's parliament held intense discussions, weighing the risks and benefits of joining NATO. For a long time, Finland didn't join any military groups, but that changed. Historically, Finland maintained a stance of military neutrality, avoiding alliances to prevent entanglement in conflicts. However, the changing security environment necessitated a re-evaluation of this policy. People in Finland mostly agreed with joining NATO. Public opinion shifted significantly in favor of NATO membership, as citizens recognized the potential benefits of being part of a larger security alliance. Celebrations erupted in the streets, with people waving NATO flags and expressing their support. Polls showed that many people wanted to be a part of it. Surveys conducted before the decision revealed a strong majority in favor of joining NATO, reflecting the public's growing concern over national security and the desire for collective defense. Finland wanted to be safer in a world that felt dangerous. The increasing unpredictability of global politics and the threat of aggression from neighboring countries made NATO membership an attractive option for ensuring national security. When Russia invaded Ukraine, Finland realized it could be in danger too. The invasion served as a stark reminder of the potential threats Finland faced, prompting the government to take decisive action to protect its citizens and territory. Finland's leaders decided that joining NATO was the best way to stay safe and stop other countries from attacking. High-level meetings and discussions with NATO officials helped solidify the decision, as Finland's leaders sought to ensure the country's long-term security. Finland and Russia share a very long border, over 830 miles. This extensive border has always been a point of concern, as it represents a potential flashpoint for conflict. Joining NATO provides Finland with a stronger deterrent against any aggressive moves from its eastern neighbor. This made Finland even more worried about Russia. The proximity to Russia and the historical tensions between the two countries heightened Finland's sense of vulnerability, making NATO membership a strategic necessity. Joining NATO wasn't an easy choice. The decision was the result of extensive debates and careful consideration of the potential risks and rewards. Finnish lawmakers had to balance the desire for security with the implications of abandoning long-held neutrality. Finland stayed neutral during the Cold War, being careful with both the Soviet Union and the West. This policy of neutrality allowed Finland to navigate the complex geopolitics of the Cold War era, maintaining peaceful relations with both sides. Finland joining NATO has made NATO stronger in Northern Europe. The addition of Finland enhances the alliance's strategic depth and military capabilities in the region, contributing to a more robust and unified defense posture. Russia reacted quickly and clearly to Finland joining NATO. President Putin sees NATO getting bigger as a threat to Russia. He warned Finland about joining. Putin said NATO was getting too close to Russia and promised to do something about it. Putin then created a new military area, the Leningrad Military District, near Finland. He sent more soldiers and supplies there. People think Putin's warnings and military moves were meant to scare Finland and other countries from joining NATO. Russia wants people to think that NATO growing is dangerous. The new military district near Finland makes people worry that things will get worse in Northern Europe. Having more soldiers near the border could lead to mistakes and accidents. The border between Finland and Russia is tense now that Finland is in NATO. This new alliance has brought a heightened sense of alert and caution to the region, as both countries navigate the complexities of their new relationship. More problems at the border make people worry that things might get worse and that Russia might use tricky tactics. The increased security measures and the presence of concerned citizens highlight the growing unease in the area. People are anxious about potential escalations and the unpredictable nature of hybrid warfare. One big problem is that many people are trying to cross from Russia into Finland. These crossings often happen under the cover of darkness, making it difficult for border patrols to manage the situation effectively. The influx of migrants adds to the already strained resources and heightens the sense of urgency. Finland says Russia is sending these people on purpose to cause trouble and test NATO. This tactic, known as weaponizing migration, is seen as a deliberate attempt to destabilize the region and create chaos. Finnish authorities are on high alert, trying to intercept and manage the flow of migrants. Many of these people are from the Middle East and Africa. They come from various backgrounds and have different reasons for attempting to cross the border. Some are fleeing conflict, while others are seeking better economic opportunities. The diversity of the migrant groups adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Russia brings them to the border and tells them to cross illegally. This orchestrated effort is part of a broader strategy to exert pressure on Finland and NATO. The migrants, often unaware of the geopolitical games at play, find themselves caught in the middle of a larger conflict. This is called hybrid warfare, where countries use things like migration, lies, and computer attacks instead of fighting to get what they want. Hybrid warfare blurs the lines between traditional military actions and unconventional tactics, making it harder to identify and counteract the threats. It involves a mix of psychological operations, cyber attacks, and the manipulation of information to achieve strategic goals. Finland is making the border stronger, sending more patrols, and building fences. These measures are aimed at preventing illegal crossings and ensuring the safety and security of the nation. The construction of new barriers and the deployment of additional troops are part of a comprehensive strategy to fortify the border. Russia says it has nothing to do with the migrants and that Finland is making a big deal out of it. Russian officials deny any involvement, claiming that the situation is being exaggerated for political purposes. This denial adds to the complexity of the issue as both sides present conflicting narratives. Finland joining NATO has changed Northern Europe a lot. This significant move has not only altered the geopolitical landscape but also brought about a new era of security dynamics in the region. Finland, with its strategic location and robust military capabilities, adds a new dimension to NATO's defense strategy. NATO's border with Russia is now 800 miles longer. This extended frontier means that NATO has to be more vigilant and prepared for any potential threats. The new border also brings with it a host of logistical and strategic challenges that NATO must address to ensure the security of its member states. This is important for the safety of the whole area. The increased presence of NATO forces in Northern Europe acts as a deterrent against any aggressive actions from adversaries. It also reassures the local populations that their safety and sovereignty are being protected by a powerful alliance. Both NATO and Russia have to think about new strategies. The changing dynamics require both sides to reassess their military tactics and diplomatic approaches. For NATO, this means integrating Finland's capabilities into their overall defense plans, while Russia must consider the implications of a stronger NATO presence on its doorstep. For NATO, Finland makes them stronger in an important area. Finland's well-trained military and advanced equipment provide a significant boost to NATO's defensive and offensive capabilities. This partnership enhances the alliance's ability to respond swiftly and effectively to any threats in the region. Finland's army is good and knows the land well. Their expertise in operating in harsh winter conditions and challenging terrains is invaluable. This local knowledge and experience are critical assets for NATO, especially in planning and executing military operations in Northern Europe. This helps NATO protect everyone there. Joint military exercises and training programs between NATO and Finnish forces enhance interoperability and readiness. These collaborative efforts ensure that all NATO members can work seamlessly together in times of crisis. Finland joining also tells Russia that if they attack anyone in NATO, everyone in NATO will fight back. This collective defense principle is a cornerstone of NATO's strategy, and Finland's membership reinforces this message. It serves as a powerful deterrent against any potential aggression from Russia. Russia thinks NATO getting bigger is dangerous. The expansion of NATO is perceived by Russia as a direct threat to its national security. This has led to increased tensions and a more confrontational stance from the Russian government. Russia feels tricked because countries promised not to expand NATO after the Soviet Union ended. This sense of betrayal has fueled Russia's opposition to NATO's growth and has been a major point of contention in international relations. The longer border has led to more military action. Both sides have ramped up their military activities along the border, leading to a heightened state of alert and readiness. This increased military presence is a clear indication of the rising tensions in the region. Both NATO and Russia are doing more training and sending more soldiers to show they are strong. These military exercises and deployments are not just about preparation but also about sending a message of strength and resolve to each other and the world. What's happening with Finland and NATO affects more than just Northern Europe. The implications of Finland joining NATO are far-reaching, impacting global security dynamics and international relations. This development is being closely watched by countries around the world, as it could influence future alliances and geopolitical strategies. Finland and Russia have a complicated history. This makes the current situation even more complicated. Experts look at history to understand what's happening now and what might happen next. Finland and Russia have a long history of sometimes working together and sometimes fighting. Finland was part of Sweden for a long time, but Russia took it over in 1809. Finland was allowed to have some control over its own affairs, but Russia tried to stop people from speaking Finnish and having their own culture. After the Russian Revolution, Finland became independent in 1917. Russia didn't like this at first. In the Winter War from 1939 to 1940, Finland fought hard against Russia. Finland lost some land but stayed independent. After the war, Finland stayed neutral, being careful with both the East and the West during the Cold War.